The average male fantasy is to be loved and is to love somebody. It's just to love somebody, It's to love someone while being loved. That's literally all that matters. That's literally all they want. They want to love somebody and they want to be rewarded for their love. It ain't that deep. It really isn't.
Men, what do they want?
Men, what do they want? I don't fucking know their life now. I don't.
Money, status, fast, expensive cars. What is the ultimate male fantasy?
The ultimate male fantasy is defending the gates of a city against an invading demon horde. Sacrificing yourself in the name of your loved ones. Sacrificing yourself for your team. Dying for your loved ones while defending them. That's what average male fantasy is. And I think it's pretty base.
Is it fame, fortune, 3 hot chicks at once? Haha, hell yeah, brother. No, according to men on the
Maybe 3 chicks at once. If they have dicks. Yeah, look like mice.
internet, it's something a little more simple.
Taking care of a cute girl. Having someone to depend on you.
This is
And to, be dependable. Have someone to depend on you and be dependable.
literally just a fetish. I fucking hate men so much. Men are
As usual,
why we can't have nice things.
What is a male
As I was
fantasy?
working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post. A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish.
Should look an anime. It really looks
A
good.
movie about a college student who's assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely fucking disgusted at this.
I mean, isn't this what women would want as well, Like for a man to love them enough to take care of them. Like to have a man that will take care of them no matter what. A man that will love them for who they are. A man that will, take care of them, love them through sickness and hardship. A man that will love them despite being disabled. A lot of women would like this, I don't know, I think a lot of women will be happy with this. But yeah, as usual, take Twitter with a grain of salt.
Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why.
Yep, she's gonna read. There's a fan. Wait. There are lots of tweets regarding this, thousands of Twitter tweets, thousands of comments. And you know what? I mean, majority of the comments are normal comments. Some of them are critical, some of them are supportive. But there is a small minority of people that is just nutcases.
Such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic.
Why can't you just fuck each other? I mean, if men are lonely and if women are lonely, just have sex. Just fuck each other. Or if you don't like women, just fuck men. If you don't like men, then fuck women. I like coming out.
The dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes?
Every man have different tastes, Some men like thin women, some men like, women all a little bit on the fatter side, and some men just like obese women. I mean, you guys might clown me for saying this, but there's a lot of men who like obese women. There is a lot of men who like fat women. A lot of them. I mean, there was an OnlyFans creator who's a millionaire, who's literally obese, whose stomach looks like a third actor. That's literally how she looks like. And she has millions of subscribers on OnlyFans. And no, those people don't subscribe to her just so they can see her once and then unsubscribe. You don't become a millionaire like that. And she's about to become a multi-millionaire. Yeah, a lot of men like fat women. They are just not up about it. Oh well, I'm not going to judge people based on what they like. You know, you don't like what you like.
Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving. You ever just accept that some products are just garbage? Like, for years I thought ripping your tights on the first wear was just a part of being a human woman. We just accepted that. That's just how it is, sweetie. But that shouldn't be how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson Shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor, you're probably sick of the irritation the razor is. It's on a that's Henson apart. Aerospace.com code SHOE and your environment will thank you. Big thanks to Henson Razor for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. You didn't skip the ad, right? Now let's get back to the video. Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime.
She should watch Steins Gate. Steins Gate is one of the best anime ever. I actually forgot about the anime. My Division Novel. Division Novel is a
Probably
masterpiece.
the most tourist of all the tourists. Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot? I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid.
When I was a kid, I used to watch Pokemon. Then a stupid fucking kid jumped out of the window screaming, "I'm Charmander!" And then they banned Pokemon.
And a few years ago, I watched Beastars on Netflix.
As a kid, I remember watching. You know what I watched as a kid? I watched Pokemon, Beyblade, and there was one or two more animes. But yeah, I remember watching anime as a kid. Oh yeah, Captain Tsubasa. Captain Tsubasa. That was one of the best animes I ever watched. Totally an anime. I watched a lot as a kid. That was one of the best animes for sure.
Legoshi, best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And honestly, that's about it for my anime
Not a
consumption.
fury.
Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I
Not a fury.
watch
Not a
a
fury.
lot of anime. But because of this clip going
I love
viral,
VTubers
I
too.
watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry at this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control. Oh!
Why is there so many people just expect the worst from the opposite gender? Or people who just expect the worst from the people around them. Like, come on, dude, it ain't that deep, okay? They just want someone to love. And they just want someone to love them. It ain't that bad, okay? It ain't that
Oh
deep.
no, they think, oh god, why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you, pretty perverted.
Isn't that just what love is, you know? Like loving someone, you know? Being able to vulnerable around somebody. Being happy around somebody. Meeting somebody. Isn't that what love is? I mean, isn't that better if it's just mutual? Like, what the fuck? Are you telling me that being vulnerable, happy, and being happy is perverted? What the fuck is this shit? And you guys are going around telling men to be vulnerable around women. Yeah, there should be more vulnerable around women. But these people suddenly going around shaming the blood.
Where are these fan fictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this? Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like, as someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy, and she's absolutely not portrayed as some, like,
Wait, that was a portrayal? That's a whole ass movie? I need to watch that.
vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong.
That's just the wife. Best wife material. Headstrong, sassy, family man. Heck yeah, that's the wife material. That's the kind of woman I want. Fuck yeah.
She like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She
I will pull the servant too. I want a hot chick to call me a servant too. I knew that.
basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead, he's already got his shit together. And she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams. And in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the anime.
Well, you know, that's how a couple is supposed to be. You encourage each other to be better. You live your dreams and I live your dreams and we support each other. Pretty simple, right?
Animation was really good. Is anime good? Have I been sleeping on anime this
Yes.
entire time? His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich. Sounds about right. Oh my god, after watching the movie...
Okay, I'm sure about that. It's kind of funny. The sandwich jokes are just funny,
These
I'm
tweets are
sorry.
even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the
People on Twitter are so unhappy they are now getting triggered when they see happy people. Even if they are fictional. They just cannot handle seeing people being happy.
average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance.
I mean, according to what Shu said, in the movie, the guy is pretty respectful towards the girl. Yeah, the girl is physically dependent on him. The girl is physically dependent on him. But, like, she's not subservient, she's not compliant. Like, the guy is, quote-unquote, the servant, you know, the guy is helping her. She might be physically dependent, but the guy is, like, helping her with everything. Like, the guy is helping the girl to have agency. Thanks for that, guy, she has agency. This is such a
Sounds
bad
about
take.
right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want. Got it. Not to be that guy, I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist? The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird. Weird.
I mean, disabled people cannot run away from their abusers, that's true. But they can always wheel away. And that's a good thing.
Average men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover? Whoa, normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out.
Oh my god. Yeah, some people will say this unironically. Some people will like see a happy couple and they will realize that one of the couples are disabled and they will instantly think about dark things. Like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, there's a loving boyfriend who loves his girlfriend and you're like instantly thinking about that thing, so sure.
Out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo. You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men.
Yep.
The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men.
That's true. Majority of men are just like this, you know? Majority of men aren't bad people. Majority of women aren't bad people. Majority of people aren't bad people. It's
Men
just
commit
fact.
95% of all rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape!
What's the like? Like, imagine this actually happening, you know? Someone just barging in a room and screaming that word, you know? Imagine that actually fucking happening.
Where is that coming from? So close, this is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck. But this is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because... How do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally seeing a cute montage.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you picture the montage, like something cute, and start thinking about perverted stuff, especially negatively, yeah, you probably are the pervert. You probably are projecting.
Of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop watching porn! Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you read.
Taken by the werewolf millionaire. It would be funny if the billionaire in question was Elon Musk. It would be really fucking funny if there was a, you know, a romance novel aimed at women, featuring a billionaire werewolf who is Elon Musk. That would be peach. That would be fucking hilarious. I need that novel. I need that romance novel. It will be so fucking funny to have that.
I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush. Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish.
It's true.
Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like,
Men watch degenerate shit. Women read degenerate shit. It's just simple. But
she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here
I mean, she can still reel away, you know?
pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people, probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved. But more specific.
Yep, it's true. It's to love and it's to be loved. Just to have somebody to love you. And to have those feelings reciprocated, you know? Simple, truly.
Specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't...
No. A lot of men fantasize about fat women, by the way. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. Not necessarily true, you know. A lot of men, and I mean a lot of men, fantasize about a fat bitch. A lot of men fantasize about an obese 300 pounds, 200 kilograms. Hairy bitches riding their cock. A lot of men fantasize about that. A lot of men fantasize about drowning, suffocating while a fat bitch is riding their face. A lot of men are into that, trust me. Trust me, they are into that shit.
Fat. The average male fantasy is actually job security. You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives.
What the fuck?
Average male fantasy is a disabled child. More proof that men are pedos. That's a little girl.
What the fuck?
This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime...
Why do these people just see an anime girl and think child? What the fuck?
In years, he is practically hag-maxing. And yes, she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special...
That's right, guys. All men are autistic, remember. All men are autistic, and they all want an autistic girl to bite them.
Way. At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts? First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer porn brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually exists in real life. Like, adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoeonhead channel. All titties is good titties. End of story.
There we guys. Black is justice, medium is premium, and big. Big is great. I love the big titties more. I'm big guy. I'm milk guy personally. I like boobs. What kind of boobs do you guys prefer? Fat, medium, or big? Or giant? Comment down below. Or feet? Comment that below too.
Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth. And a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No. You're all childless.
Yes, people haven't seen your children. They don't know
Silly
what's
me.
in this.
She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side, she's like a full-grown adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get
Yep. A lot of people need therapy. A lot of people need therapy. And therapy should be for free, by the way. Let me say that. Therapy needs to be free. Because a lot of people need that shit.
A little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old, and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this does not even look like a child. This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the Insta baddies, the E-thots, the E-girls, the muscle mommies.
I mean, there are anime girls now, you know? A lot of VTubers out there are pretty cute. I like that. I like cute girls. I like muscle mommies and tomboys too, but I like cute girls too.
The boss babes. The boy babes. But I feel like every woman...
Boy babes are the best. Fanboys are the best. I fucking love fanboys. There are like 10 out of them. Best of difference. 10 out of 10 systems. The only thing they like is boobs. But they are still great.
Is just hot now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life.
And the hottest fanboys you have ever seen in your life.
Like 20 times before you've had like your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10 tens all day. As if that wouldn't make you go insane. As if that wouldn't make you crash.
When I wake up every morning, I scroll through unhinged Instagram reels and some fanboy memes. Yeah, my Instagram reels are just, my Instagram reels are all about fanboy memes, some, edgy humor, and 9/11 stuff. It's funny, really. It's really funny how weird that shit is. Like, it's all racism and gay porn and some 9/11 stuff. Weird shit, really.
Out. Like back in the day, you'd probably see like one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs. But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history. Sad.
Are they really hot? Like, are the women getting uglier? Or are they getting hotter? Are the men's standards are getting lower? Are men's beauty standards are getting more frequent, like constantly seeing hot women over and over. Does that fuck men's beauty standards up? I have no idea, honestly.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our peers.
Do women really want that? Do women really want men to take, to keep tracks of their periods? Do they really want that? Well, sure. Isn't this exactly what's happening in this anime? She's getting treated like a queen. And the man is taking care of them. Except for keeping tracks of their periods. Except of keeping track of our
so
periods.
He can take care of us. I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready or their son when he's misbehaving. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the Shoeonhead
my audience are good men.
You're all gremlins. Male fantasy equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent. You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman. I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how
Yeah, why do these fucking people keep assuming that?
You see it,
like,
because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how, but in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, god damn it. We just want a happy relationship. Because it's so much to...
Yeah, for a second there, you assume that they are sensible, but no. They are just saying good things about men, and now they are hating on women. Like, can you just not hate? Is it that hard to not hate men and women? Because they exist?
Ask for? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage. So here's the thing, that misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe.
It's always a woman, by the way. When our Twitter is just going around, screeching at something, calling it another slop written by a man for a man, we end up learning that is actually written by a woman. It's always the case. How does strong women always come from other women? It's incredible, really.
A woman. A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you and falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many—
I mean, yeah, a lot of women want this too, you know? Like one of the previous tweets stated that. They just want someone to bring them and take care of them. And that's exactly what's happening in this anime.
women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince.
Emma, please have a prince femboy who wants to be saved by the strong Chad. I need that.
Men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story called Perfect World. It is a
Cute.
manga.
Manga. It's a manga. But yeah. I thought everybody knew how to pronounce that word. Oh well.
Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy. Actually?
A lot of people do that. Be a man, be a woman, a lot of people do that. It's a bad thing. It shouldn't happen, but still. But still, it happens. It's a bad thing, it shouldn't happen. You should go like you should be with your wife or husband through sickness and death, you know?
That study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health, but that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it, but these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert, least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me.
Everybody has to think the same way, right? You just cannot love men. You just cannot have a positive opinion towards men. Well, yeah, that's what happens.
Could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racists? You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free.
Anonymity is great. I'm gonna be honest. Being anonymous is amazing.
Free from
I
the
love that
chains
shit.
of the eternal HR Longhouse. But apparently even being anonymous online does not save them because they still get doxxed for simply not hating men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men make all the things. Thank you. Thank you.
Is that another one? Dick me? Or a pick me? I have no idea. I think it's a big deal.
Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole-ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for
This is for you. The number one dick me. The number one dick me man. What
you.
I say
I'm not
man.
worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism, like anyone else. But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so easy.
Self-hate is usually bad, you know? Like, an individual hating his own race, his own ethnicity, his own gender, like, don't hate yourself, dude. Don't hate the opposite side, and don't hate yourself either. That's just
People,
red.
I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy.
It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it, this anime is
Everything's communism.
certainly
Everything's fucking
Marxist
communism.
propaganda. The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and
It's like the opposite side of everything is Nazism, guy. It's like the opposite side of people calling everything Nazism. And these guys here calling everything communism.
when
Oh no, people being happy. Communism. That's definitely communism. You need to suffer through a capitalistic hellscape. Trying to make a living with a minimum wage in hopes of making an extra dollar a month. Well, fuck yourself. Happiness is communism.
he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in.
I'm hoping that this is just a page. break.
Empathy is the target of propaganda.
Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
Marxism.
Every
When
piece of media that
emotion-
makes you feel empathy is communism. Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off. You are unwell.
I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded.
I mean, your offspring is coming out mentally or physically stupid, you know. Your offspring is gonna be disabled. Not because your wife is disabled, it's because you are disabled. Your kid is gonna be stupid too. Because you're also stupid. I don't think you're ever gonna have a wife or a child. Unless they're your profile picture over there. So yeah. I mean, even if you have one, it's probably gonna be a retarded child. So yeah, not
We
bad.
need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded.
She's not retarded, she has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you
To my pure white seed. Why yes, I will never put my white pure seed into this wild creature. And then they go around beating Latinos. Then they go around joking off the transgender porn. I know these guys. All of these white supremacists have transgender Latina girlfriends. They all have that. They all do. Some of them have Asian girlfriends. But
You
that's a
absolutely know
different
this guy is a
story for a
non-white
different time.
girlfriend. They all do. All these like I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends.
Maybe that's why they hate those people, no? When you keep dating non-white people, you start hating them. When you keep dating white people, you start hating white people. Isn't this how it works? Or you just keep being attracted to the people you hate, or something? Do you feel superior or something? Do you feel like superior because you dated the race you hate or something? It's always like, I hate men. And then they date men. They're always like, oh, I hate women. And then they always complain about not being able to fuck women. I mean, yeah, you ain't fucking any women. If you're hating them, you know. Women aren't gonna fuck a man that hates them. Men ain't. Yeah, actually, men might fuck a woman that hates them. But that's a different thing.
I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks.
My fantasy is
I don't think he's clapping Latina booty cheeks. The best thing he can do is to jerk off the Latina booty cheeks. Cause the pictures you found on random OnlyFans. I don't think he even subscribes to OnlyFans. He probably just finds OnlyFans leaks. No, actually, I think he has an OnlyFans subscription. He definitely has. He's subscribed to some Latina OnlyFans accounts. That's the kind of guy
not
he
being a
feels like.
simp, but okay.
Fellas, is it simping to love a woman?
Nah, this is not
Loving is simping, apparently.
the
It's
male
fine, you
fantasy.
can simp
That
for
man is a
me.
beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad.
Bro, what is this insecurity? Like, why are these people so insecure, you know? The insecurity of, like, women leaving them for someone better. The insecurity, the constant insecurity, the constant wish for control. The constant fear of losing your woman to someone who is quote-unquote better than you. Who is this chat? Who is this chat that the incels fear so much, you know? That the incels afraid so much of losing their girlfriends and wives too. Who is this guy? Can someone introduce me to chat? Why the fuck are they so afraid of him? Who is this guy going around stealing every man's girlfriend? Like, what the fuck?
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman?
This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest.
Fellas, is it gay to love a woman?
Ah, yes. Why are these people not like this, bro? Is it gay to love a woman? Like, do these people really, like, see a man loving a woman and think homosexuality? Like, maybe they are projecting. I just want to assume that they are projecting, you know? Maybe they are projecting their homosexuality. I have nothing against gay people, like. But it is not okay when closeted gays project their gayness
What no
like
pussy
this.
does to a motherfucker.
Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse.
If no pussy turns people into Nazis, no pussy turn people into communists, I didn't know
The
it.
average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something.
It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay.
Kinda.
There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walk—
I know that. And that's not what I did. Like, 2 days ago, I just lied down on my bed and read multiple Wikipedia articles about Khmer Rouge, you know, Cambodian communists, the Cambodian civil war. I just sat there and read some multiple articles about the civil wars in Indochina, North Vietnam, South Vietnam, Cold War, It was fun shit, I tell you.
Over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results.
Yep. Young men are doing everything their fathers and grandfathers did, but they're seeing
They're
zero
lost.
result.
What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows.
I'm in a wheelchair, like I tell you. Life isn't rainbows and butterflies. Like, being in a wheelchair, you know what makes being in a wheelchair worse? Being poor. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Being poor just makes being disabled 10 times worse. Like, you know, you are disabled, you got cancer, and on top of that, you are poor and you need to keep worrying about money. Like, that shit's depressing. Like, that shit's just stressful, you know? Like, that shit just sucks. I tell you. It's a bad thing.
And they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes...
I don't feel like a burden, honestly. Like, I am disabled. And I do seem like a burden to, like, my parents. And sometimes society and my friends, you know. If you're really do feel like a burden.
on that burden.
And that's why, you know, you want to do something. Like, when you're disabled, you just, you know, you feel like a burden. And you want to work now. Like, I don't know, what I want to do is, like, succeed with my YouTube channel. Have a successful streaming career, you know. Just anything, you know, like the bare minimum. Do anything, really. Just have a job. Make money. Do something for my parents. So I can be a less of a burden, you know, so I can help people somehow. Yeah, that's the truth.
Burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Yep, men just need a purpose, you know, they want a purpose. They want to do something, you know, men need to do something. Men get depressed when they have nothing to do. Men needs to do something, you know, men needs to keep their hands busy.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the...
Yep, I'm gonna be honest, having a loving family is privilege. A lot of people don't have loving families. A lot of people are deadbeat or abusive parents, you know. And when you have a loving family, those things are completely unrelatable to you, you know. Like, your family is something you can always rely on. Always. At least it is for me, you know. It is something I can always rely on. It is something I can always hold on to. It is a refuge. And that's what it's supposed to be. It really sucks that some people don't have that,
The
you
most
know.
normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they
Man is becoming an unreachable fantasy. Okay.
absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important.
A lot of men want that, you know. A lot of men want a daughter to love, you know. Want to have a daughter to take care of. Or a son. I would like a daughter, honestly. I would really like a daughter. Daughter's not cute. I would like to have a daughter and take care of her.
Than
To raise
yourself one
her.
day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That, and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother!
3 hot chicks at once. Who have dicks. Or 3 femboys at once. That can be nice too.
Haha, you know what I'm saying? So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a
My fantasy, I don't know, is to make a fucking living, you know? Is to be less of a burden to my parents. After getting disabled, you know? Like, I'm gonna be a burden for the rest of my life. That's why I wanna be less of a burden. So yeah, I guess that's my dream.
12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not
And that, yeah. But I want that too. I would like that too, yeah. That
you and
sounds
Shoeonhead.
nice.
I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments and I will see you soon with a new video.
Bye! Like and subscribe. Bye bye. Love you guys.